Jakey Jake, man. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? On my way in. Can y'all see me? Hey, man, the day in the life. I'm just letting y'all know. Going in on an early Sunday morning. Get that dough, man, if you can, man. Last week, I don't know, I worked 3 12s and a 10. I know I was on, by Thursday, I was on OT, man. You know what I'm saying? Getting to the motherfucking money all day Thursday. Half the day Thursday and the rest of the all day Friday, which was a 10-hour day. You know what I'm saying? Was overtime. But my point is this to the young fellas, man. To the young guys, young fellas. My guys, man. My young demons, man. Find you a trade or something you can always fall back on, man. While y'all in them streets ripping and running, man. The worst thing that you want to have on your belt, man, is to come home from the penitentiary with felonies on your back, no work history or no work experience, man. I promise you, bro. That one thing, good thing I could say, my mother got me a job at a young age when I was 20. She worked at a steel mill called Republic Storage System, aka Republic Steel. She was about to retire, man. She had like 20 plus years. She ended up with over 30 years in that place, man. 35, something like that. But she got me a job when I was 20, ripping and running the streets, man. Heavy in the streets. And I don't care what nobody say. I was a real street nigga, man. But I say that to say this, man. I was in the streets, bro. But I was in the streets with sense, man. I made sure I found me a trade at an early age. I started in that place as a helper, man. My mother, anybody can tell you to work with me, man. I ended up out of there in 3 years. I worked my way up through the work ethic and hard work ethic that my uncles and my father had taught me to a class 10 operator, right? The highest in there. Could nobody bump me? Could nobody do nothing unless there was a class, move me out of my position, unless there was a class 10 operator that knew how to run my machine with a 400-ton bliss press. With my first, as a 2-man shelf line. Huge, long. I mean, this machine was long and it spit shelves out like a motherfucker. Fast. I knew how to set that bitch up. I knew how to go get the crane, my own big boy crane, and set that boy up and break everything down, because we had many sizes to these shelves, man. It wasn't just one size. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I was paying the security guard up front so I can come out there and meet my bops, my fiends, as you call it, so I can still make my side money, my street money. When I was at work, then I got out work and I would do my thing. But I say that to say this, man. When I left the joint, when I went to the joint, got in trouble, went to the joint the first time, I was able to come home and fall back on my machining experience to get back right. I had a work history, some work experience. When I came home from the joint the second time, I got into machining, big lathes and things like that. So now I'm able to pull up at work here. I can throw a train axle in a goddamn lathe the size of a motherfucking living room and cut that bitch to size. Off of just coming to finding me a trade at a young age and sticking with the program. So me, what I tell y'all, man, all my young dudes in the streets, man, while you hustling, it ain't got to be machining. It could be cutting hair, man. It could be something into the social media or the internet that's going on, a new wave. It could be anything, man. But find you a trade and find you something you good at, man, is the best thing I can tell you. Because coming home, if God forbid you do go home, and you ain't even got to be game, man. You can just be one of these lazy kids sitting at home on their phone all day not doing nothing, man. Find you a trade. Do what you're supposed to do. And you going to come out winning, man. You always going to have something to fall back on, man. You do not want to come home from the joint with felonies on your back and no work history, man. No work experience. It's the worst. Like, share, subscribe. Take heed to this, man. It's your boy, Jakey J. I got to go to work, y'all. Peace.